Collingwood and Hawthorn. Hawthorn hot in recent weeks. Good bounce, carried by the breeze, and a collision. Monkhorst and Deer, who started at it before the first bounce in the preliminaries. Now Allen's got it. Across it comes to Platten, who was superb last week. Paddles it out towards the boundary. Williams got into his back. No free kick. Williams played it very well. The hand pass ill-directed, though, close to the boundary line. In goes Taylor. McGuan was there. Tallis goes down. Picked up by Cooper. Floats a kick back through the wing towards half forward, and it bounces out of bounds. So boundary throwing.
Interesting, Dennis, that first one you've called it, because as the teams were running around before the game had started, Deer got caught in a huddle, and there was an altercation between he and here they are too, the two combatants, Monkhorst and Deer, before the game started, and Deer really jumped hard into Monkhorst.
And it's a free kick going to Paul Deer after the boundary throw in.
And Monkhorst dashing back to get on Dunstall to double team him with Kelly.
Yes, he props in front. There goes the kick towards the pocket. Look out, Hudson. Kelly with dash. Peeled off Dunstall. Came to the ball. Boots it back towards the wing. Off hands. McCartney goes after the crumbs. The hand pass, not particularly good. Plains got it. Away to Butcher. Butcher kicks inside the 50. Rocker is down there. Loose ball behind. Collins will be first back and carries it across the line and made to work.
Pies with the breeze in the first quarter. Kick in short goes to Cooper on the bounce. Floats a hand pass into the breeze to Collins. He just clears the 50. Now to halfback flank to Condon, one of the leading kick winners in the competition this year. To centre wing, Hudson, one hand, and the ball goes off Taylor out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in. So the interesting move is Craig Kelly playing on Dunstall. Houlihan, named at fullback, is playing at centre halfback on Taylor. McCartney and Deer. And you can see even the boundary throw and gets caught up in the breeze. Goes to Allen. His kick goes backwards. Diving mark to Buckley.
Buckley's got the job on Gowers. He seemed to pick him up. It wasn't a case of Gowers picking up Buckley.
Rocker leads towards the goal square. Long kick by Buckley. Rocker! Well, that was a great lead by Rocker. He came forward and then went back and predicted that Buckley could kick it 65 metres, which he did.
And this man really has been down on form, and if he just starts taking these marks, it certainly will lift his confidence. I watched him earlier in the year. I think it was against Geelong. He started to find touch when he started to mark and then kick goals.
Severio Rocker gets the first goal.
And if he fires, so will Collingwood. They need a focal point. The big man does well when he goes into the ruck, but has been really down in confidence of late. His marking has been poor, but that was a good mark.
Monkhorst up against Deer again as the time remaining. Collingwood off to a reasonable start. Collingwood win it down through Monkhorst, taken by Gowers, who boots it towards half forward. Taylor was pushed in the back, still inside the centre square. He'll get the free kick. So Monkhorst, very defensive orientated at the moment, and is back again deep.
And in actual fact, Dennis, he's filling up that hole, and the way that Hawthorn have set up, I don't think it's to the advantage of Dunstall.
There goes the kick from Taylor. Monkhorst in the road, fists away. Deer went back to man him up. Houlihan's got it now. Slippery, away to Hassel. This is Butcher again, searching run through the middle, kicks down towards half forward. James in front, fisted away by Collins, taken by Buckley. He can score from here, 60 metres out. Poor kick, bounces out of bounds, I think, in the pocket. Some confusion between the boundary umpire and the central umpire, but out of bounds is the call.
And Houlihan behind screen, playing at centre half back, has injured his right arm, calling for the trainer.
Is that how he hurt it?
Chance for the Pies here with a throw in the forward pocket. Plain! A goal! Oh, it holds up. Well, you wouldn't believe it wouldn't make the distance from there with the breeze behind. It even blew the umpire's hat off, but it's a point. Scott McGuinness to kick in for the Hawks.
Playing at full back too, Drew. Langford not taking his place.
McGuinness on Rocker. Butcher in front. Comes down to the front and grabbed here by Graham. out to centre wing on his own as Gowers. Buckley running free away from him. Kick by Gowers into the breeze. Straight to Kelly as though he had a Hawthorn jumper on. Dunstall 20 metres away from that.
Has a few words to say too. He played it pretty well. He took Kelly to the pocket, was doubling back to the middle to get in behind Monkhorst, but the player with the ball didn't see that, and of course conditions make it tough today. Here's Watson, but the primary concern here for Collingwood should be to kick goals. They've got a very strong breeze at their back. McGuan, he's got a free kick. Monkhorst still across half back, so it's an interesting tactic. Houlihan's got the ball. Inside, just inside the centre square. Houlihan towards half forward. Rocker!
Oh, doesn't look good as far as Hawthorn is concerned. His second mark and the way he attacked that ball, a lot of confidence.
Going at his second goal, and on this breeze, distance should not be a problem. It's howling down the ground. Worth about 4 or 5 goals, you'd suggest. This for Collingwood second. Low trajectory, falls in front. That's a very good mark to James. Hard to mark. That ball coming hard and low. Awkward spin, and James did very well to mark that one overhead. Stopped it clean. Brett James from South Australia. Point blank range. Goal.
Interesting one. That's only his 4th goal in 6 games. And his 3 previous goals all came in the one match against Essendon round 5.
Well, the beauty of this was the fact that the boy was in front. Look, and whenever you're in front, there's a missed kick. You're always the first to react and take the benefit, and he was on that occasion, playing in the forward pocket. Brett James.
Well, you'd say the Hawks would be happy to be only about 6 goals behind at quarter time, the way this is looking. Monkhorst looks as though he's set for a big day. Playing over the ball, the umpire will ball it up. Umpires today, Brett Allen, David Howlett and Jeff Caulfield.
It's interesting to see what Paul Deere now is doing. He's peeling off and going out to centre wing, hoping that Monkhorst will follow, but it's McGuan who's following. Monkhorst still filling up that hole to stop Dunstall.
Well, the Hawks needed to gather that ball in the middle, but Buckley got it. Holding the ball, the tackler Kerrison will get the free kick. Shane Kerrison, who was named as an interchange but started in the 18. Tony Shaw missing today for the Pies. Richardson goes wide to McCartney. Beautiful pinpoint kick over 50 metres. Some movement inside the 50. Rocker takes McGuinness one way, then brings him back the other. A chance for Rocker again. McGuinness got hands to it, comes to the back. Williams loses it in the tackle. Here's James again, beats a tackle. Away to Paul Williams, another goal. Oh, he missed it from 30 metres out.
Would have been very handy. 2-3 to no score. Now for the kick in, Monkhorst is pushed up inside the centre square. It'd still take a very good kick to reach him. McGuinness short to the pocket. This is Cooper, hard against the boundary line. Short one is on to Crawford. They've shown the ball to the opposition. James gets the hand pass to Hassel. Hassel 35 metres out. Has missed again.
Well, he's got a big job today, Hassel. There is his opponent, Platten. Platten had an exceptional game last week. Just one out of the box. But he's a much improved player, John Hassel.
Well, any position forward of centre in this first term is a potential scoring position as far as Collingwood are concerned, and if this breeze maintains as far as either side are concerned during the course of the afternoon. And we've lost the footy for the moment. I think it's gone out into the road.
Well, just while the ball's out of play, Hawthorn without Langford and Collingwood without Tony Shaw. Who's the more disadvantaged, Scotty?
Well, I'd say Hawthorn would be, because Collingwood very strong in midfield. They've had to change their back line around, putting McGuinness now to full back.
Great kick by McGuinness. Punch down to the front. Butcher gets it back to McGuan. His left footer. Rocker. Oh, top mark set.
Well, that's the third one. And when a player starts flying like he has on the last 2 occasions, It's a player who is certainly on the job and full of confidence. It was a great mark.
Well, goals have been pretty hard to come by for Sav Rocker of recent times. 24 goals in 8 games. He got most of those in the first 3 or 4.
1 goal, 1 last week against North Melbourne.
Kick by Rocker. That's better. He gets his second. 22-0. And remember last week, Hawthorn at quarter time were 49-0.
Maybe the aid of the breeze, but I still like the way that Collingwood are going about it. They've really got numbers at the ball. But this is a great mark. Not much McGuinness could have done on that occasion. Maybe stay in front or shoulder to shoulder with Rocker so he runs with him.
Magpies lead by 22 points. They've made a fast break here. Graham tries to kick Hawthorn forward. Desperate stuff in the middle, and we'll have a whistle. Both sides working overtime to get it out of the centre. Very important on a small ground like this one.
Monkhorst running back to fill up that hole. It's a disciplined and planned move. Big leap by Graham.
Condon to Platten, dragged off it, scrambles a kick inside the 50. Houlihan goes back. This is Buckley across half back to Brown. Gavin Brown runs it out, kicks down towards half forward. Up comes Ryan, bounces off his chest. It's taken by Tallis. Away to Crawford. Crawford, ambitious hand pass, but effective. Taylor didn't have the ball. Should get a free kick on the outer side. Play goes on. Williams could have been pushed in the back. Tries to slap it out. Brown's in there. Picked up by Condon. Condon's kick through centre towards half forward. Strong work by Watson. Cleared a path for Kerrison. Across it comes to Richardson. Gets away. Richardson from half back. Goes wide. On the outer side it's Brown. Brown kicks down towards the 50. Ryan from behind it. Falls free behind. Bounced obligingly for Ryan. Into the path of Plain. Out of mid-air by Plain. And it's gone out of bounds on the full.
Well, they're certainly playing an exciting brand of football, Collingwood. Breeze or no breeze. Platten's had 1 kick and Dunstall hasn't had a touch. The two who carved up the Crows last week. Kick by Jenke. Over half back. Graham.
Oh.
Came from about third in line. Good mark. Away to Pritchard. His kick to half forward. Wright tries to hook it in one-handed. Gets away from Hudson. Away to Alan Richardson. Across the ground, so they're not just blazing away. Oh, Hassel fumbled. Chance now for Hawthorn. Hargraves. And here's Dunstall for the first time today. Well, it should have been Collingwood's ball at about half forward, but the mistake by Hassel, and it's gone the other way. And a chance for the Hawks to get their first score.
Breeze shouldn't be a factor because the stand is protecting this kick.
And what a beautiful kick. Just offline.
You just wonder about having the bounce and immediately having Monkhorst go back.
Well, Collingwood used that ploy a couple of years ago against Tony Lockett. They had David Cloak doing it on that particular day, and it really did work well.
Yeah, I like the idea when Hawthorn have got the breeze. I'm not so sure when Collingwood have got the breeze. On the outer side, Monkhorst tries to knock it on, but things are going well for the Magpies at the present time. This is Condon, centering kick, and a good one too. Jarman has to wait. Did well. Runners alongside. Feigns the hand pass. Dunstall's on again. Going back was Pritchard. Tried to put on the brakes there. Took a tumble as he collided with Dunstall. No damage done. There could be some damage here for Collingwood. Dunstall's directly in front.
Dennis, just talking about that ploy, it really hasn't worked, has it? Because we've seen the ball the last couple of times it's gone into the Hawthorn forward line. Dunstall has got it on both occasions, so Monkhorst not getting there to cut it off.
Dunstall from 45 metres out may have missed again. So he's kicked 2 behinds to start proceedings up into the breeze, and either one of those being a goal would have been very, very handy. The margin is 20 points.
Wasn't confident as soon as he left his boot, the way he lay back on that ball, Dunstall.
He is labouring under an injury, but didn't seem to bother him last week when he kicked 9. Kick by Kelly for Monkhorst. Houlihan at the back, third touch, play on. Hassel up towards half forward. Ryan beaten by Tallis, who kicks out of bounds. smothered, throw in.
Some good young players across that half-back line. Hawthorn, Tallis and Graham. Graham will do the contesting here against McCartney. 12 McCartney, 34 Graham.
Whistle before the ball arrived at them, and a Hawthorn free kick to Graham. Mark Graham playing his 7th league game. Up towards half forward, close to the boundary line. Taylor marks.
Taylor plays on. Kicks inside the 50. Monkhorst goes back this time, and it does work as he marks in front of Dunstall. Monkhorst and Paul Deere involved prior to the game, as Deere found himself in the Collingwood huddle. Kelly across to Brown, chips it out wide. Watson moving into space, marks on his chest. Watson back across the ground. Wright's playing deep in defence. He started, I think, on a half-back flanker in the pocket. This is Kerrison. Runs up to the middle. Here's Hassel. Goes wide to Houlihan. He can just about kick this. No, he elects to hand pass again. McGuan inside the 50. Still he goes. One of those runs coming up. Goes close, kicks it. A little jinking run by Mickey McGuan. And a goal to the Magpies.
Well, I was impressed with the run of Houlihan. Houlihan will figure right there. Taylor not going with him over the top. Houlihan continued to run on, giving another option if it was on. Well done by McGuan. Balked on a couple of occasions and then went goal. His first.
Eight scoring shots to 2. Deere with strength out of the middle. Butcher's back there. Right across the ground to Houlihan. It goes to Platten. Well played by Johnny Platten. A high ball. One out is Dunstall with Kelly. Dunstall. That's how strong Jason Dunstall is, because he got rid of Ned Kelly. No mean feat.
He is unbelievable, isn't he?
Going to be an interesting battle between these two. Hawthorn pulling a change. Deere going off. Coming on Lawrence. Changing their ruckman off the bench.
Jason Dunstall opened his proceedings with 2 behinds from his first 2 shots at goal. Looking for his and the Hawks first. And a vital goal into the breeze.
And he's Hawthorn, sole goal kicker. They haven't got too many other avenues to goal, Hawthorn. Last week they had Platten, but he's not usually a goal kicker, John Platten. He was a fellow instrumental in getting that ball down, responsible for getting it to Dunstall. A high ball, just better judgment.
One down by Lawrence. Knocked on by Plain. It spills wide to the wing. Crawford and Wright, 2 speedsters. Wright got a boot to the ball close to the boundary line, forces it wider still, and it's out of bounds. Wright's been in splendid form in recent weeks.
Well, he retired for a while. He had a virus which threatened his career, so it's a miracle really he's out there.
Boundary throw in. It'll be interesting to see how Lawrence plays Monkhorst when Monkhorst goes back. They've had time to drum him up while he's been sitting on the bench.
Well, what happened, Dennis, after that bounce down was that Lawrence made a beeline for the forward line. As soon as the ball had left the centre square, he went straight down to the forward line, hoping that Monkhorst would go with him.
Lawrence and Monkhorst again. One by the ladder, taken by Pritchard. Kicks it straight up in the air over the top. Jarman couldn't hang on. Backs out of the pack. Dragged off it by Kerrison, taken by Butcher. Pritchard again. Did he keep it in? Hudson. Well, they're working in very confined space out there. Jarman's kick is marked by Watson, but it did go across the line. Such are the skills of modern-day players. Hardly any space at all, but about 5 or 6 players handled the ball there under pressure before it went across the line. I'd say Collingwood, a little short change so far. If Hawthorn can hang on till quarter time, they'd have to be happy with this. They've had plenty of the ball. Hargraves from Pritchard kicks inside the 50. Dunstall waits behind, measures the kick, pulls it back, goal. His second. 2 very important goals.
And that was an excellent goal. An excellent goal. Just watch this. He's hit the ball hard coming out from the forward line. There, he's hit it hard. He's continued on. But the way he brought that ball back over that left shoulder, terrific.
Well, now Hawthorn really on track with a couple of Dunstall goals into the breeze. Collingwood working it out of the middle, but they've lost it. Hudson, tackled by Kerrison illegally, and the free kick goes to Paul Hudson. In the direction of Dunstall. There's 3 back there on him.
There's a fight on behind play between James and Collins.
Buckley for Collingwood. Just clears the head of Condon from McGuan. McGuan paddles on looking for himself here. Cooper. Ball held up in the breeze. McGuan dragged the ground when he didn't have it. Free kick to Mick McGuan. And a 50-metre penalty against Condon.
Well, he sucked him in twice on that occasion. McGuan first was, he was made out he was going for the handball. Tempted the Hawthorn player who did fall for it.
That's unforgivable on a day like today to get away 50.
In that breeze, that's almost a gimme goal from centre wing. They need it, the Pies. 4-4 to 2-2 isn't enough in these conditions. McGuan's kicked one. That was after a swerving run with a bounce. This is a set shot after 50 metres. And he's about 50 metres out. That is a perfect kick. Home with plenty to spare.
Well, Michael McGuan, his second goal. He's also been down in confidence. Actually, since that knee injury, the prediction was he'd be out for longer than what he actually was. He came back, maybe it was a little bit before time, but he was in superb form before he had that knee injury. Maybe this is just the kick along he wanted today, because he's kicked 2 goals in this first quarter.
So 4 possessions, 2 goals for Mick McGuan. Collingwood lead by 20 points. Going on a strong breeze. Interesting situation. Lawrence goes up, punches it forward. Monkhorst didn't have it. Should have got a free kick. Play goes on. This is Taylor. High kick inside the 50. Dunstall comes at it. Oh, great courage by Watson. Marvellous mark. Shane Watson. As good a mark as we'll see today. Out of defence. Lawrence. Monkhorst in from the side. Brown feeds it wide. Butcher close to the boundary line. In trouble. His hand pass goes across the line.
Good effort by Lawrence. Second effort there to go and lay that tackle.
Baxter and Young stretching for Hawthorn. Down goes Monkhorst and will take a free kick. Coming up for his second kick. He's taken a mark. He's had 4 hit-outs. And his first opponent, Deer, has been taken off the ground. Monkhorst from just behind the wing to half forward. Rocker! Hands to it. Might nearly have taken the mark once he got there. McCartney, support from Plain. 50 metres out near the boundary line. James at the back. What a mark! He used Collins as a stepladder and took a screamer.
Well, there's nothing Collins can do in this situation. Collins was in the right position, and when a guy takes a mark, a forward like that, there is nothing you can blame the defender for, because he had the right position initially. It was just better football in one instance.
James for goal, kicks it. His second. So Collingwood doing things in 2. They have 6, 2 each to James, McGuan and Rocker.
Well, those 2 were at it too when the ball was down the other end earlier. Collins was trying to run off to create an option down the ground, but James was intent on not letting him go. Consequently, a little bit of a physical altercation erupted. There's going to be a good battle between these 2. James, 2 goals in the first quarter.
3 lots of 2 for Collingwood. James, McGuan and Rocker. Been happening at centre-half forward, and Ryan will get a free kick.
That was against Cooper. Again, another pushing and shoving match going on before the ball was bounced. Cooper was at fault.
He could nearly kick this.
Yeah, Ryan kicks inside the 50. Going back is Graham. May have just touched it. Altered the line, made it awkward for James. Graham picks up the ball then, boots it back towards midfield. Brown, what a courageous mark that was.
And Jarman's hurt himself, Dennis, too.
There's Brown inside the centre square, chips it out wide. McCartney can mark and go back on the breeze and have a shot from here if he wants to. Plain is calling for it short, but McCartney, with the breeze directly behind him, could have gone close, but goes in closer to goal and finds Watson, who'll kick from just outside the 50. So in some respects now Hawthorn shooting themselves in the foot. That 50-minute penalty, then a free kick at centre half forward as the umpire was about to bounce the ball, just making some mistakes, and Collingwood a chance to get a couple of late goals here. This will be an interesting kick. Watson starts at left, it stays left and behind.
And the other interesting thing is that Watson is playing in the back pocket, just showing that he is prepared to run down the ground.
Still over 3 minutes of wind-assisted time for Collingwood in this first quarter. They lead 41-14. McGuinness kicks in. McCartney at the back. Oh, big climb by Buckley. Well, we haven't seen too much high leaping by Nathan Buckley in his season and a half in the AFL, but he can mark as well as kick long.
And Ryan's calling it for this side of the ground. He's by himself, Stephen Ryan. Buckley a little
Brown.
on.
Has to be Brown.
And here comes Gavin Brown. On the chest, inside centre half forward. That's a stab past a goal from there.
That was on forever.
Oh, if you saw it, Dennis, it must have been.
Exactly.
It is easier from up here, isn't it?
Hold me back, Drew.
There's a forest of players in between the man screaming for the ball and the man with it. But good vision on that occasion. Well, this should be another goal for Collingwood, which will make it 7-2. And that's just about on track, with still a couple of minutes to go to quarter time. Brown's kick, good.
The way that Brown kicks the ball. Maybe we'll get this on replay. Just watch this, the way the head stays down over the ball. We've got Buckley's mark initially.
We've got Buckley's chance of seeing the kick.
Brown, there he is, the head over the ball. Maybe he'll have another shot for goal a little later and we'll watch it, because obviously he's really worked on that goal kick.
I hope so, Don. There's the bounce back in the middle. Here's Buckley again. Ooh. Lawrence got him, spills wide, Hassel in trouble. Brown comes back again, 7 possessions for him. And now Watson with some run. Got it from play, and this is McGuan, forward of the wing. McGuan settles, little chip pass towards half forward. Monkhorst, good strong mark. A real last-minute charge by Collingwood in this term. Monkhorst decides to go for goal from 60. They'll contest about 10 metres out. Offhands played a half chance. Couldn't get boot to ball. This is Crawford. Sends play towards the outer side. Graham leads in the race out there. McCartney closes. McCartney picks it up. Boots it back inside the 50. And Hassel.
Oh, I think it might be a case of Hawthorn really going back to square one. There was no one on the mark for Monkhorst. Nobody picking up Hassel. That's Platten's man. But Collingwood playing with full of confidence. The marks by Buckley, Watson, Rocker have been terrific.
This for a 39-point lead. Hassel. He's got it. Surging Magpies at Victoria Park.
And when a team plays, and I also forgot James in that, when they start taking marks as they have been, it's a sign of confidence, and they are showing that on the scoreboard. 53 playing 14. Everything going Collingwood's way. Hassel's got the job on Platten today.
Well, Collingwood trying to make the most of a rare appearance at Victoria Park, and the breeze out of the middle plane on the chest of James. Another one coming up with 52 seconds left in the first quarter. James has already kicked 2.
This is Collingwood's best quarter in the last 4 seasons.
First, second, third or fourth? Best all over quarter.
Best first quarter. I shall go back to the record book.
James, the former Norwood vice-captain. From outside 50. It's away to the right and a behind.
And third best quarter overall.
Gee, your records are good. I haven't got that book. But I do know it's 54.
I will franchise it.
I do know it's 54-14, and that is heaps of bother for the Hawks.
Kick into the outer side, falls forward Platten, a half chance, roving the pack on his knees, in trouble, and a whistle. So the clock continues to run down. We're down to about 14 seconds, 13 seconds now. So this bounce just outside the 50. Collingwood will need something quick if they're to add to their lead. Brown, who's been terrific, knocked it wide, taken by Williams. Time will run out as Buckley grabs the ball, pulls it across his body and kicks it to the pocket. It's quarter time. A great quarter by Collingwood, aided by the breeze certainly, but they finished very strongly. It's 8-6 to 2-2.
Well, now Hawthorn's chance with the wind, but they're facing a 40-point deficit after the opening quarter. Monkhorst tries to take clean possession. It's whipped away from him by Deer. The umpire will ball it up again. Deer back on.
Clayton starting out of the square too on that occasion, Drew.
Deer wins this. Hassel fumbles. Hargraves does well. Gowers runs onto it. He's got Condon in support. Has time to have a quick look. Dunstall breaks from Kelly. Condon goes for Dunstall. Too high for him. It might carry. Wright runs it through.
It's going to be interesting, Drew, as to whether this wind will continue through to the last quarter. Collingwood certainly took advantage of it, and it is an advantage to start the game with the wind behind you.
Kelly, who's playing on Dunstall. He kicks in. Not getting as much distance as McGuinness did, kicking that way in the first quarter. McGuan runs it out. We'll have a throw in. Pies were great in the first term, kicking 8 goals to 2. The two go at it again. Deer clean possession this time. Hargraves, ball knocked out of his hands. Watson. Hassel goes for the line. Deliberate, says the umpire. No.
It's going Collingwood's way.
It is a free kick to Hassel in the back. John Hassel, former Teal Cup rover, playing on John Platten. So he's in the University of Rovers today. Oh, good mark at centre wing to McCartney. Centering kick to Alan Richardson. Collingwood working into the breeze. It's still stiff here at Victoria Park. Further across the ground to Monkhorst. Now Buckley. Rocker. Oh, it's just tipped over his head. At the back, James has been a good player. His hand pass is poor, though. Tallis a chance. McGuan over the ball. Houlihan. Left footer across the face of goal. Plain is there. He stays down. James, well done. Plenty of body work and forces the ball up right in front, about 20 metres out. He played nearly 100 games for Norwood, was their vice-captain, so he's not just a junior.
No, and he also came out and hit the ball in front of Collins earlier, and he can get back to where the action is. He's a very lively customer. Very impressed with him.
A lot of players around this. Hawthorn desperate to keep it out. Palm comes down to Condon. Wobbly kick, but he's got it out of the area. Buckley, awkward for him. Hargraves did particularly well. Had it a split second to Gowers. Kick by Gowers to the 50. Monkhorst getting back there. Lumbers back after it. Hudson's hardly been sighted. Pulled off it by Wright. Oh! No free kick for Hudson. Boundary throw it.
Well, if Hawthorn could have got something out of there was a 3-on-1 situation. There was Taylor, Hargraves and Dunstall against Houlihan. But they just couldn't get it off that boundary line quick enough.
Richardson under the pack. Gowers, hurried kick inside the 50, but Watson takes a chest mark. Houlihan, he's been sighted at... Oh! A coat hanger by Hargraves. And Houlihan will take the free kick. Probably count his teeth as well. Away to Hassel, now to Watson, who had a pot shot for goal in the first quarter. The kick is perfect to Plain, and he marks at right halfback.
Plain plays on. Hugs the boundary line, kicks through centre wing. Graham in front. Platten, too easy. Around Plain. Ooh. Kicks down towards half forward. Hargraves collides with Paul Deer. Monkhorst, who did earlier, is tripped. He'll get a free kick. Williams just missed Platten down in front of that commentary position.
It was interesting that Platten went back and spoke to Williams, then just kind of patted him on the back and said, well, next time.
Don't do it next time.
What, Johnny Platten's going to belt him up, is he?
Here's Wright, got it from Watson around the outer side. Great acceleration, kicks down towards the 50. Rocker, almost a spectacular grab. Close to the line, James can't keep it in. And a throw in. few good marks already today. What's this? Almost. It just comes out. Rocker's taken a couple of strong marks. Watson took a beauty. James and Buckley as well. Thrown in. McCartney knocks it forward. Out of the congestion by Brown. Coming up to meet the ball with great dash down there was McGuinness. He's marked on his chest.
Yes, that was courage there. Out to Jenke. Up to centre wing. Hudson had one kick so far. Comes off hands. Hassel. Some of his disposal hasn't been too good. Houlihan in all sorts of trouble. Haller. Jarman considering there was a case for a holding the ball decision. Gavin Brown wins the tap, but it comes to Pritchard. He's kicked to the 50 or short of it. Watson will take a free kick, not the mark. It's against Hargraves, who's given away one high, low and in the middle so far in the last couple of minutes. Richardson. Beautiful pass to Brown, centre wing.
Gavin Brown has been very busy so far. His 10th possession. Short to Kerrison. Consuming a little time. Kerrison sees play and ignores that.
He's got the job on Allen and keep him quiet too, Kerrison.
McCartney after some good work on the ground by Ryan.
This game I've seen McCartney play too.
The marks are 35 to 10 in favour of Collingwood.
McCartney about 60 metres from goal. A long one down towards the kick-off line. Rocker from behind. Crawford waiting in front. Emerges with the ball. Races away towards the pocket. Kicks towards the outer side wing. Good one to Gowers. Haven't seen a lot of him so far. Chip pass. Hargraves at full tilt. Good mark just forward of the wing. Again to Hudson. Nice ball movement here by the Hawks. Hudson waits for Gowers to cruise past, but the hand pass was very untidy. It's out of bounds and a throw, and the idea was good. The execution was terrible.
What about even the idea? You've got the breeze and you've got a Dunstall in the goal square. Why wouldn't you kick it?
Yeah, well, second guess them. It comes to Pritchard, who floats one inside the 50. Monkhorst in front. Well done. Here's Watson across the goal face. Needed to be precise. It was. This is McGuan, right back pocket. Watson runs on again. Well, they're doing very nicely, Collingwood, at the present time, just dictating the terms of this game entirely. McCartney comes on a lead. Could well be the next target. McGuan wants it short again. Watson goes for distance this time. McCartney from behind, though. It's Cooper, but a free kick is going to Graham, who was the first of the four.
No, it's going the other way. I think the other Hawthorn player. Oh, no. Apologies.
Graham, free kicks are now 9-5 in favour of Collingwood. Deer for goal. Mighty kick. From outside 55 metres.
Only one or two strides in that kick by Deer. Laid into it. And here's the setup. Very nice. 1, 2, 3. Bang. Interesting battle between he and Monkhorst. He's going down to play on Monkhorst to give Dunstall a little bit of a help on the forward line. Deer, that'll keep the pressure on Monkhorst. You'll have to watch Deer now.
Collingwood used up 8 minutes before they conceded their first goal in this quarter, though, so they've done pretty well to restrict Hawthorn to 1-1 to nothing so far in the quarter. Hudson's hand pass is blocked. Hassel, disposal again astray. Condon to Platten. One out is Dunstall with Kelly. Kelly all right. Still in the contest, Dunstall. In the goal square, Crawford pops the ball up. Brown's there and rushes it behind.
Got 1-2, Brown. He's got blood on the forehead.
He's got the cut. He'll have to come off, surely.
Well, he should. Into the blood bin.
The umpire's noticed, I think, and is going to have a word to Brown.
The umpire's going out. That's a good idea. But why doesn't the umpire send him off?
That's interesting.
Well, this is very interesting, isn't it, Dennis?
He's going to wipe it off initially. Brown's called for a trainer, but the umpire should assert himself here.
So, in effect, the umpire stopped the game for Brown to get this treatment.
Well, he's got to stop the blood flow. That'll just continue.
I think it's a rule. Well, it's probably not a rule. It's an agreement at the moment that needs a little refinement. Taken by Brown across to Richardson. Richardson swings it out wide. They've got a 2-on-1 situation here. Plain uses Butcher as a decoy, runs through the wing, kicks inside the 50. Rocker pops in front, knocked away on his knees. Cooper in trouble, and Collingwood successfully tie it up down there. They'd be happy with that.
A much improved player, Bradley Plain. There he is, hands on knees, bent over. Since coming from Essendon, has been a real focal point up forward.
Richardson goes back to Williams. His kick dropping short, and Graham takes the chest mark. Hawthorn need more with the breeze in this quarter. McGuinness gone very wide on both flanks. On the bounce to Allen, who's been out of the contest. Pushed in the back this time, and Ben Allen will get only his third possession at the 10-minute mark of the second quarter. Centre wing, and Watson does well to spoil Hargraves. Still 54-22. Big lead to the Pies. Set up in the first term. Graham very high, but nothing for that. Condon. Spiral torpedo. McGuan back there. Good mark. Hudson pitched it.
Oh,
no way.
I would have played the man in front. Umpire. Watch this. McGuan had it first.
Well, that defeats everything I've ever learned about the game. Sorry.
Real tough call on Collingwood, and Mick McGuan could mean a goal. Hudson normally an accurate kick. Well, he may have had pangs of conscience. He's pushed it to the right. Classical case of the man in front there. And Hudson wrestling it off him, but almost belatedly. Here's Kelly. Interesting. Short to Watson. Just over 11 minutes till half-time. Collingwood in a very good position. Here's Brown outside the 50.
Has the blood flow stopped? I don't think it has.
He goes short and finds Buckley. Buckley's at left half back. Collingwood 8-6. Hawthorn 3-5. And Buckley unloads around the outer side. It holds up into the breeze. Offhand's a chance for Plain. Plenty of runners around him. This is Ryan. Got a nice bounce. Goes inside the 50. Kicks to full forward. Rocker used his body on McGuinness, who complains. And the ball has gone through for a behind. So Collingwood looking dangerous on the counter-attack as well.
That's their first score in this second quarter. And it's taken 12 minutes to register that score. But importantly, they've kept Hawthorn to just 2-3. Buckley climbs again. Punched on by Graham, gains another 20 metres for Hawthorn. Richardson to Monkhorst. Dances through them, but doesn't dance through them. Jarman's got him. It spills to Pritchard. Tapped by Hargraves. Here's Mick McGuan. The hand pass over the top for Butcher. Crawford does well, but Butcher's back in it. And the ball out of bounds. And off a boot.
No, umpire playing a free kick in the back, he said. To Butcher.
Oh, that was interesting too. Very interesting.
So Butcher on the boundary line, 50 metres out. A bit of protection from the Sheridan stand.
Not much help from the bench there, I'd suggest.
Be a career best kick if he gets this. Gee, it's not a bad effort. Right to the line. Punched through by Jenke for a score.
Well, Crawford and the umpire came into contact there. We hope that was just one of those things, an accident. McGuinness has got the ball after the umpire paid the bump in the back. Right on the line, but it was a bit iffy. Crawford certainly wasn't convinced. As McGuinness kicks in, Buckley goes up, takes the mark inside the centre square.
Maybe that was against Ryan, taking Gowers right out of the action then.
Here's Buckley. Back into the forward line. Rocker. Well, bad luck there. McGuinness slipped. And Rocker finished up taking an easy mark. He's already got 2. Severio Rocker is directly in front. In this term, Hawthorn have added a goal. Collingwood a chance to get their first goal.
And the umpire going across to Gavin Brown. He's still receiving treatment as Rocker lines up.
Big goal, that one.
And And that's his third. Savrocker's third. Unfortunately for McGuinness, he slipped at the critical moment, but as he was lining up, Brown was receiving treatment. The umpire went across again. And as Dennis mentioned earlier, now they've got it. That should have been done initially. In a lot of other sports, you're sent off the ground immediately to have a wound attended to. I don't know why football doesn't come under the same code of behaviour.
Oh, it's supposed to, isn't it? Isn't that the understanding?
They're a law unto themselves, Dennis.
62-23. Collingwood have lost 4 out of their last 5. Look like turning it around in no uncertain terms. Condon out of the middle. Taylor's been very quiet. Hudson been even quieter. And he's seen over the line by Wright. Paul Hudson, 3 possessions. Just over 8.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Plain. Out of bounds every time will suit Collingwood in this quarter. Ben Allen there. 2 possessions and we're nearly to half-time. Best and fairest in a premiership side and a runner-up in another year. Can't get it today. Here's Wright. The hand pass for Brown. Takes another clip over the eyebrow. Down goes Brown once more. The umpire rules a kicking in danger here. Collingwood free kick. So the frees are now 12-6.
Here's Watson in the opposite back pocket. McGuan up towards half-back. The short one, not a particularly good kick. Crawford with an opportunity coming through strongly. Kerrison. And ricochets across to Condon, who's about 60 metres from goal. Goes very high. Hargraves in from the side. Got fingertips to it. Couldn't hang on. It runs 3 behind and goes through for a minor score. 3-6, 9-8. Well, it would seem this has been the pivotal quarter. Maybe Collingwood is setting it up for a victory here. Hawthorn unable to score. And in fairness to the Hawks, that breeze has fallen away considerably now.
Interesting, the Hawthorn runner out with Ben Allen. Ben Allen has now got a job. He's got a run with McGuan. Kerrison had the job on Allen early, so where does that put Kerrison?
Here's Watson in the back pocket. Just clears the 50. Punched on by Monkhorst. Platten. Not the same John Platten as in Adelaide last Sunday. Pritchard back to Platten. They're not hitting the ball the same way either, Hawthorn. And the Pies, through weight of numbers, force the ball up. And a spoiling second quarter will just add icing to the cake that was the first quarter when they kicked 8 goals to 2.
Bounce on the other side. There's Ben Allen trying to reverse this tag. Comes wide, taken by Buckley. Buckley across to Watson. They're dominating the game, the Magpies. Richardson up through the middle. Decides to go for a run. Second bounce. Carries into the centre circle. He kicks towards half forward. Williams in front. Knocked away by Tallis. Williams kept his feet from 55 metres out. Pulls it back in front. Collins.
That's good, better play by Collins in front of James on that occasion. James has led him to the ball on other occasions.
No love lost there. This is Jenke in the opposite pocket. Short to Condon. And Condon breaks away from half-back through the middle towards half-forward. Taylor is up. Juggled attempt. Knocked away by Houlihan. Roving the pack is Platten. Away he goes. John Platten on the wing. Down towards half-forward. Monkhorst. Taylor May. Interfered with Shorey. He'll get the free kick.
Doing well across half-back, Monkhorst.
Here's Wright. The breeze now is virtually stopped. A remarkable afternoon. It was almost gale force in the opening term. This is Ryan. So very much the term that set it up. The first when they kicked 8-6 for Collingwood. Ryan goes down towards half forward. Very high kick. Big pack too. Ball
yes,
forward.
I paid the mark, Dennis. And I think the mark is going to be paid to the Hawthorn player in front.
Jenke.
Yes, for mine he did hold it. A little confused Jenke. Doesn't realise he's being paid the mark.
His 4th kick only. Short to McGuinness at centre half back. Now they've got players on their own out this side of the ground. Condon to half forward. Very wide lead. Crawford marks. Too far out to score. Dunstall in short. It's for Dunstall. And Jason Dunstall, who kicked 2 in the first quarter, has 949 for his career. And this could be a milestone coming up. 950, and only 3 players in 100 years history of the game have gone past there.
Deer coming on, Lawrence on, Deer off. Baxter also warming up for Hawthorn as Dunstall lines up.
Dunstall for his third. It is perfect. 950 goals for his career. And only Gordon Coventry, Doug Wade and Jack Titus are ahead of him.
It's an outstanding effort, isn't it, from the Queenslander? Your average is just over 4 goals a game. But he's exceptionally quick on the lead. Look at how quick he is over those first couple of yards. A lot of power in the upper body does help.
So the margin 32 points. And Hawthorn desperate for a late goal here. Kerrison across his body. Graham, big leap, couldn't control it. Brown hasn't got it. Did well in a tight situation, but straight to Cooper.
Interesting, Dennis, that Collingwood have had 82 kicks, Hawthorn 58, handballs 51, Collingwood 20, Hawthorn 133 to 78 as far as disposals, as Dunstall takes another great mark.
What a mark. Jenke got it to Gowers, and Gowers went to the pocket, and this resulted. Oh, terrific mark. Dunstall hard against the boundary line, and a lot riding on this kick. His best haul this season was 10. It was against Brisbane in round 8. 2 lots of 9, St Kilda and Adelaide. Going at his 4th here. That's close. Just missed. Pritchard that one.
Pritchard coming off for Hawthorn. Baxter on. Both players conferring on the boundary line as to who was Pritchard's man. So Hawthorn pulling the changes now.
Kelly's kick in. Tough one for Buckley. He knew trouble was coming. Just under 4 minutes to half-time. Collingwood double Hawthorn score, 62 to 31. Kick by Buckley. Great distance into what is now a light breeze, as Dennis called it. Front of the pack plane. Tripped. And Brad Plain will take the free kick. Hawthorn were rolled here last year when Dunstall was kept to 3 goals. And clearly the small ground suiting Collingwood. Unfortunately, they only play here 3 times this year. Now McCartney.
I think they're better equipped, Drew, on a bigger ground too. It's just that Hawthorn really aren't used to a small ground, because this is probably the smallest ground they'll play on unless they go to Sydney.
There's Kerrison. They're coming off a string of free running games on big grounds, and it was always going to be a dangerous one, this one. The confines of Victoria Park against a side that had to win. Kerrison sets it up. Rocker strides to it. Well, it was classical, almost as if in slow motion. Everybody knew what was going to happen, yet it still happened successfully for Collingwood.
Oh, look at the way he's now leaping for the ball there. 1 grab marks, Rocker.
Well, for a month or so, they've been saying, what's happened to Sav Rocker? But he is back in town.
Going at goal number 4. And the sun has broken through. And the situation here at Victoria Park, I think, matching the disposition of their fans. Collingwood's fans would have reason to be smiling. And so too Lee Matthews. The second term could well be a game breaker, coupled with their first on the breeze. And then the wind falling away. The story of the game, really. Rocker going at number 4 from 45 metres out. He likes the kick. It's close. It may have missed. Started to move as he kicked that one, indicating he thought it was home, but it did fall away to the left-hand side. There's Chris Langford, the man who would have been playing. Severio Rocker, a spectator.
Straight up the centre of the ground is the way to go for Hawthorn. Buckley did well. Platt. Now Hawthorn in space. Wright charges straight at the ball. Backed himself and won. Well done by Graham Wright. He's kicked to the 50. Well, Graham could have marked that. Buckley hits it hard again. Well, they're doing that all over the ground, Collingwood. James gets the ball back. Hassel, under some hassle. Across the ground. And Ryan takes the mark. Wide he goes for Plain. Outside 50. McGuan in short. Rocker's the target. He's the man. Rocker leading forward, then going back. He's coming forward now. He's going back. Plain's not sure. Good looking kick. Rocker with a charge and a mark. No mark. Play on.
Oh!
Rocker, a snap. He gets the goal eventually. No. Yes, he does.
Well, that came off the backside of a Hawthorn player. McGuinness, I think it was, who took the mark, or took the kick on the second attempt. The ball coming down. Rocker nearly had his hands to it. In front, Graham, there, off the back of McGuinness, who was Graham, was endeavouring to get the kick away. Came off the back side of McGuinness into Rocker's arms, and through it's gone for his 4th goal. Collingwood doing well into this breeze, which has dropped.
Oh, almost to nothing. 58 seconds remaining till half-time.
Dennis, the casino opens soon. Gavin Brown should be the first there to play 2-up. He's nearly won this game with the toss.
Yeah, great toss to win. There goes the kick down towards half-forward from Lawrence. Off hands. Houlihan tidies up behind. But really, the class has been all Collingwood's this afternoon. They're doing much as they like on the outer side. Misunderstanding between Kerrison and McGuan, and the ball goes out of bounds. Lack of talking out there. Bad footy. In fact, it came off McGuan's boot. So what a mess they made of that one. Baxter, centering kick.
Well done.
Taylor goes up and juggles the mark. We're down to 22 seconds now.
He's been missing.
Yes, he's an important player, Drew, in this makeup. You talk about Dunstall and Langford being out, but also that man, Taylor, was out. It was a good kick to Lawrence.
And Lawrence has got it inside the 50. Almost siren time. We're down to 5 seconds. The margin 38 points. It was 40 at quarter time. So on the siren, Lawrence looking for a belated goal for the Hawks. It's bending back nicely. It's a good kick. Their 5th goal. Half-time at Victoria Park. The Magpies lead 10-9 to 5-7. Third term at Victoria Park. Collingwood lead by 32 points. They led by 40 points at quarter time. Monkhorst and Deer go at it. One down by the former. Condon out of the congestion. Kicks it very wide towards the wing. Through comes Hargraves. Keeps it in front. Outnumbered 3-1. Tries to go off the ground. Missed. Buckley, well done. Brown, who's been terrific. Floats a high kick down towards half forward. Cooper goes back over the top. Jenke.
Free kick. It's against Plain in the back.
Advantage is paid.
And Cooper's hurt himself too.
Condon found Deer. Where's Dunstall? Deep towards the pocket. Will mark on his chest about 45 metres out. He's already got 3. The story of the game so far, strong breeze in the opening term. Collingwood won the toss, went with it, booted 8-6. Their best first quarter in the last 4 seasons to lead by 40 points. Then the breeze dropped. Dunstall, Goldwood, good looking effort. Behind. That would have been the start they're looking for.
Well, they know they're close enough to Collingwood because North proved it last week. Kelly kicks in short. Still in the back pocket is Graham Wright. Now to half-back flank. Too wide for Williams. Ball out of play on the full. Ball kicked by Wright. Tallis to take the free kick. And just his 3rd disposal for the game. There's Monkhorst filling in the hole in front of Dunstall to take the mark.
Deer gave the lead on that occasion. They should have spotted Deer with that ball. Hence it would have dragged Monkhorst away from Dunstall.
Watson and Wright play a 1-2. Now to Buckley in a bit of space. Good chase by Hargraves to Kelly. Just gets the hand pass free to Brown. They're in trouble. Hawthorn have it. Well done, Crawford. Wide to Hargraves. He approaches the 50, but he took his eyes off it. Kelly, whack! And the ball out of play.
Well, we saw the Adelaide team do on a number of occasions what Hargraves did. It's a sign of a team not playing with confidence.
Houlihan in ruck against Taylor. Snatched by Condon. Over the head of Platten. Taylor again. Hooks it round. Deer in front of Monkhorst. The punch is perfect to Brown. Back to Monkhorst.
Well,
Great smother by Jarman, who hasn't done much. That was good. It spills to to Hassel. And Hassel's kick up the ground is marked by Ryan. Rocker working from behind. Goes to ground. Butcher at the back. Collins. Collins happy to see it out. Ooh!
Get a free. Bump in the back. Well spotted by the umpire. That was reckless. So Collins in the back pocket. He had to go that time. He was outnumbered 2-1. He kicks it back towards half-back. McCartney a big leap. Kerrison waiting in front. Could have been tripped and will get a free kick. Now Kerrison, on a very slight angle, will kick from just outside the 50. And Condon having more words with the umpire. He's done that a couple of times today.
Kerrison, who's been down in recent weeks, has done a particularly good job on Ben Allen in the first half. Allen has been shifted onto McGuan.
Tony Shaw missing today. Justin Storitsky taking his place. Here's Kerrison from 55. They'll contest about 5 metres out. Collins, left standing was plain. The impossible snap slides across the face. Was it 10? Yes, it was. Severio, a chance for number 5. Hassel comes tumbling out of the pack. But Rocker's got the footy.
And Kent Butcher has gone off for Collingwood. He did well in the first half, and coming on is Scott Russell.
Mentioned too that Langford is missing. He would have had the job on this man. Baxter in the team. Rocker going at his 5th. Has got it. The margin grows greater for the Hawks. 75-38. They've got problems.
Well, the high ball goes into dispute. Well done by Collins, but playing the quick high one. Yes, it did travel the 10 metres. He was just too tall on that occasion, Rocker. The players held their ground.
It would surprise most to realise that Collingwood have been too tall today. They're marking 57-31. You'd think Hawthorn would have the height around the ground.
It's just interesting to see that Graham has got the job now on Rocker. McGuinness started there. McGuinness is at centre half back, picking up McCartney. Plain goes into the centre, so does Jenky.
On course, palms this one down. Grabbed by Plain, the hand pass like lightning to Kerrison. His kick inside centre half forward. Bounces off Crawford. Comes out the back. Well done Collins, but he didn't stop the ball. James does well. McCartney goes back. Plain 40 metres out. Misses. His first score for the day. 11-10 to 5 goals 8. And if Collingwood can anyway repeat their first quarter effort with 8 goals, even 5 goals, well, it'll just about sink Hawthorn in this quarter, you'd reckon.
Graham finds Platten. Bradley Plain, 6 goals in 6 matches this season. Not quite what Collingwood expected. They need goals from him. On the outer side, Allen, who's been very quiet, goes to the wing in front. Baxter, good running mark, plays on, kicks towards half forward. Dunstall off, great grab.
Paul Cooper's going up into the forward line.
Not a particularly good pass. Cooper had to turn and come back. He's got it now. Around the corner he goes. Hargraves. Buckley claims he touched that one.
And I think Cooper's hurt himself too, Dennis. He's favouring the left hand or arm. In actual fact, he is going to come off, yes.
Meantime, Hargraves from right on the 50 misses comprehensively to the right-hand side. Not a good kick.
Yes, he's going off Cooper. He had a clash. There was a free kick right in front of our commentary box in which Plain gave away the free kick when he cannoned into Jenky and Cooper. Jenky also hurt himself, but Cooper has gone off, and coming on is Young.
Yes, Young's on the ground, and very awkward there for the defender. Hard against the fence. To get enough room to kick the ball, he proceeded to kick into the man on the mark. It's gone out of bounds in the pocket. Monkhorst and Dia, who tangle before the opening bounce. Allen, clean possession, dragged off it. Pritchard was over it, going nowhere. Platten feeding it out was Brown, did very well. Wright's kick tumbles towards the boundary. This is Young just on the ground. Kicks back towards the 50. Well trapped there by Condon. Little chip intended for Dunstall. It was a perfect kick. It cleared Monkhorst in front, but surprised Dunstall a little. It came to him awkwardly and has gone out of bounds in the pocket.
Collingwood still double Hawthorn score, 76-38. Deer front position, clean possession. Up to the goal square. Dunstall, is he holding it? He threw it, said the umpire. Collingwood free. It's going to come back for the free kick in the goal square to Shane Kerrison.
Jarman, Darren Jarman, that is, playing on McGuan.
Kelly takes it away to Kerrison. Good kick up short of centre wing. Russell just on the ground. Ball out of play of Crawford. Free kick to Crawford. Off the left, up towards the 50. Taylor. Jason Taylor, a quiet day. 5 kicks. And very difficult from there. Bit of protection from the stand, maybe. Oh, good distance with the kick across the face. Dunstall climbs. Man in front, Kelly.
That's a strong mark and a good mark by Kelly. Oh, what has he done?
Don't often see that.
Yeah, I don't deserve it after a good mark there.
Oh, Sandy Roberts will mark that one down. That's a play of the month. So Kelly gets to kick it anyway. Comes out looking for McGuan. Good kick too. McGuan takes it. He's away. Second bounce. Running down towards half forward. The crowd are light. Gets it to Brown. Jarman gets him. Russell on the ground. Run down by Jarman. Strong tackle holding the ball. Darren Jarman, not noted for that sort of work, did very well there. Goes across the ground. This is Graham. By hand to Condon. Young on the wing. Shocking kick, but effective. It bounces to Deer. Intent on drawing a man. Short passes to Crawford. Immediately under the pump. Brown got it to Monkhorst. To Russell. Through the middle comes Kerrison. Charging down to half forward. Can he finish it with a goal? Goes long. James is down there. He touched it against the post. A behind. Deserved a goal. 11-11 plays 5-9 at Victoria Park, and Collingwood cruising at the present time.
Red sight there with Kerrison going towards goal and Platten the chaser. 44 chasing 44. Jenke kicking in. Bit of body work by McCartney was good. Down to the front. Russell to Brown. He concedes ground to McGuan. Mickey off the left, not great, but Plain's about 20 metres in the clear. Set shot for goal, and Plain kicks a shocker, but nearly scores. Oh. It gets through to Rocker. And it was touched. Touched from about 5 metres out.
A shocker to Rocker.
Well, Plain kicked to Severio Rocker, and Severio Rocker kicked a point.
11-12 to 5-9. Graham wasting no time. Chips to the pocket. Here's Condon. 18 possessions for him. Crawford still inside the 50. Condon's got it again. Tallis hugs the boundary line with the kick. McCartney's in front. Claimed from behind by Jarman. And the ball goes out of bounds. Well, Collingwood setting it up with a great first term. 8-6. They led by 40 points at quarter time. And they haven't looked back. McCartney could have almost got a free. Condon trying hard. Wright leads back in the race. Confronted by Baxter. Advantage is paid. Pritchard kicks inside the 50. Well done by Kelly. Back comes Dunstall. Kelly knocks away. Hassel over the ball. Sockers off the ground. Through midfield. Jenke Sockers back in the other direction. Nest of Hawks here. Baxter's got the ball. Pumps inside the 50. Oh, clever mark by Watson. He's a good young player.
50-metre penalty. No, the crowd wanted it. Up towards Richardson. Still back in the defensive 50. Right. They're poking the ball around even with the breeze. Jarman went in leading with the leg on Buckley. Comes to right. A high ball. McGuan takes it off Monkhorst. Ryan runs into space. Gee, they're finding some room, Collingwood. McCartney goes on with it. Mick McGuan's dangerous from about here. 53 metres out. Tallis stands the mark. He's got Williams across the other side of the ground, and he goes for Paul Williams. Hawthorn. This is not the Hawthorn we've come to know and love. Williams right in front, 40 up.
You really cannot give players any latitude in today's football, Drew. They're so skilled in delivering the ball that Condon was only a matter of 5 metres. And he just could not make up the distance. You just got to play man-to-man.
Just one goal kicked in this term so far.
Williams will be kicking from nearly 50 metres. Breeze at his back. Kick is good.
Well, one goal last week against North Melbourne, Paul Williams. He's one of those in and out players. He plays that half forward line. It's a very difficult position in which to play. He was given just a bit too much latitude on that occasion by Condon.
Yeah, I just get the feeling he's an underutilised player, Paul Williams. I think on the ball he could be terrific for them, but they make it hard for him still. That's the team structure. And of course, Francis still to come back into the side. Shaw missing as well this afternoon, so they've got plenty of small men. Big scramble alongside the centre circle, and we'll have a bounce.
Well, of course, people want Buckley on the ball as well. That's where he won a Magarey medal. They can't fit him in there.
Dia wins it down. Condon virtually handed to him by Pritchard. Down towards Dunstall.
Free
surely
kick.
he'll get the free.
Been a good battle of strength between those two. I like the way that Kelly hit the ball away when coming out to meet it earlier. You can see there, body on body, who was going to win out. But then Kelly, through desperation, you can see there, dragging the jumper of Dunstall.
Invariably, Dunstall has won those tests of strength. Going at goal number 4. Remarkably strong player for his size. Don't the Hawks need this one? It's close. It's a goal. Their first of the term. Dunstall's 4th.
9-6 last week. 18 possessions. And a return of 9 goals, 6 against Adelaide. And here's the only shining light they've got up on that forward line. And he's done well today in very difficult circumstances.
Nine minutes remaining in the third quarter. Tallis goes to Condon. Good hand pass out wide to McGuinness. Goes over Taylor's head for Dunstall, who has a run at Kelly. Almost drags it down. Pritchard. Collingwood hand pass over his head to Taylor. Well done by Hassel. Behind centre half-back. He goes across the half-back line to Kelly.
Good running by Kelly.
Oh, he was just about going. Very untidy out of defence. Houlihan low down. Away to Hassel. His kick to half forward. James slips away from Collins and takes the mark. James, who kicked 2 goals in that 8-goal first quarter. Away to Watson. He's gone just in time to James. Play on, says the umpire. James goes in. Ryan goals.
Well, we're only halfway through the third quarter, and Stephen Ryan goes in and kicks his first. But Collingwood playing like a winning team. Interesting to note for those trivia buffs that Stephen Ryan was once a leading goal kicker for a particular club, and that's very easy to play because he only came from one club. But he played.
Only kicked 28 goals to
and he played on the wing in that particular year too.
It's back in the middle, Monkhorst. Thanks for that. Gowers straight into McGuinness. Playing over the ball, fell over. McGuan working hard. Shot it off the ground by Gowers. Taken by Hargraves. Deflected hand pass. Brown in the thick of it again. Kicks it down towards half forward. Jenke in best position. Should have punched. taken by Kerrison. Straight up in the air. They come from all points of the compass. Kerrison taken high. Advantage is paid. Kerrison pokes it inside the 50. Rocker.
Oh, he's pushed out, surely.
Wasn't he? Back goes Collins. Hard against the boundary line. Untidy hand pass. Look out, Graham.
That
He
was a tackle and a half.
Buckley slides in there with great desperation and a whistle. Ball up in the pocket. Should have been Rocker's free kick moments ago.
The umpire was right there. Why can't the umpire see them? We've got a third umpire, and he's right in the position to see how Graham pushed Rocker under the ball.
Buckley showing great heart there. It's out of bounds now.
Oh, and the tackle by James, the tackle of the day.
Hargraves off, Hudson coming back on. Hudson was taken off at half time. Started on the half forward flank, Paul Hudson.
Rocker, clean possession. Terrific stuff. Crawford over the ball. Now Collins. He's had trouble with James. Comes to the front of the pack to Tallis. Good tackle by Brown. They're tackling brilliantly, Collingwood. Look at the pressure on the Hawthorn players. Jarman's hardly had a sniff today, and he's kicked that backwards, but at least it wasn't out of bounds on the full. Collingwood players going over to support each other with pats on the head. I watched them hitting the tackle bags on Thursday night, and they were fierce. I thought there might have been upset in the offing here. Playing great smother by Jenke.
They lock pinkies.
Sweetloaf said you took the words right out of my mouth.
Dia running off the ground. And the ball up. Well, amazing. 6 days ago, Hawthorn irrepressible at Football Park, and today really struggling against the Magpies, who have been looking for form over the last month. Richardson appeared to drop the ball. Condon over the top of two Magpies there, one of whom is McGuan. The other, I think, is Plain.
It just goes to show, Dennis, when you're using that as an example, it's such a mind game now. If you're really not souped up mentally, because the abilities of these teams is very even, and the mental edge does hold sway on a particular day.
There's the bounce. Thumped in the air, and again Condon with the backhand to Crawford. Kept it in to the advantage of Russell. No, it went out. So we'll have a throw in. And I think, too, I made the point before, Don, just looking for a winner in this game. I like Collingwood a bit, and so did Drew coming in. I'm not sure for the same reasons, but Hawthorn playing a lot of running football on big grounds in recent weeks, Waverley and Football Park. Suddenly today, different sort of game, and it's closed up. Of course, the breeze making it even more difficult. This is McCartney, got it from James, goes down towards full forward, over the top, Young.
Oh, it's a free kick. It's going Hawthorn's way to Graham.
Graham goes by hand to Collins. Kick by Collins over half-back flank. Lawrence. Oh, about half-back flank. Up to centre wing. Pritchard to be swamped by Brown. And Gavin Brown hungry for the football. Magnificent by the captain. And his teammates come and help him up.
And he's hurt himself too. He's hurt himself, Gavin Brown. You see there limping as he picks himself up.
Cut over the eye in the second quarter, which has been worked on over half-time. Pritchard can't get it out. Now the tackling has just been fantastic. And Collingwood were really struggling, and we're going to lose their great start to the season by losing 4 games out of 5. So they've had to bounce back today, and they've done that. Well done by Ryan. Kerrison has lifted himself today. Away to Richardson. Rocker in front. That is perfect. Ruckman to Rover to full forward, but the names mightn't be familiar. Ryan to Kerrison to Rocker.
Look at
and
this.
On his own is right, 15 metres from goal.
He had another option to the right, was McCarthy, I should say. And Rocker could have gone right, but found right by going left.
Well, Rocker could have kicked the goal. He was inside the 50. He's a full forward who has 5 goals.
I'm glad you're not talking to me on a footy field, Don.
Pair off in 3s you'd get. Graham Wright for goal. It's a still afternoon now. Another one.
Yes, Graham Ryan doing well. Half-back flanker, but he really does add some real dash coming off that half-back line, deep in the forward line. That's a classical piece of play. It's a little bit like a training drill, with Richardson running away beautifully balanced, spotting Rocker. Then Rocker could have gone right, but went left. He had another option.
He'd never give up. It's a rout at Victoria Park. Monkhorst gets it down, taken by Plain. While Williams, with great courage and speed, goes back and takes the mark midway between the lines, wing and right half forward. Paul Williams is a thumping kick. He can put this one almost to the square. Goes for distance. They'll contest about 15 metres out. Young Graham almost the mark. Well done by James. Jarred the ball loose. In goes Allen. Gets it wide to Collins. Collins comes away. Goes over the top. McGuinness runs it up towards half-back, intent on drawing a man. Condon will need to move.
Well done, Bradley Plain.
Yes, Plain came in strongly, but finished up on the ground. Houlihan. And a whistle. And I guess Brown's in there somewhere, is he? Yep, there he is.
Well, Plain was intent in taking Condon out because the ball was going Condon's way, but the effort he made got him to the ball. And it was well done. There he is, number 18, Bradley Plain.
Bounce on the wing. Just over 2.5 minutes till three-quarter time. The bird has flown here, and it's a magpie as the kick comes from Jenke down towards half forward. Richardson in trouble, slipped, untidy hand pass. Platten, only 7 possessions for John Platten. Superbly held by John Hassel this afternoon. Hassel himself has gone and gathered possessions. Just taking a look at his figures, 14 possessions. So Hassel, for his part, a very worthy player for Collingwood.
Taylor. Getting back there is Richardson to take the mark. Well, they might take the word tag out of the game and make it Hassel. Monkhorst can't take the mark. The hand pass comes out to Lawrence, but he puts his man under pressure, and once again Hassel's Platten out. Pat on the head from the skipper, Gavin Brown.
He's a good youngster, isn't he, Johnny Hassel?
Came to Collingwood with a pedigree from the Teal Cup. But so many youngsters are making their mark on the game at such a young age. Out of the air goes Gowers. Big climb, marked by Houlihan. I reckon he would have taken marks like that up at Corowa when he was a forward in the country, and he's had to become a defender at Collingwood. Damien Houlihan in his first season in the AFL. Well, Baxter should have marked. McCartney brushed the defenders too easily, but then lost it in the tackle of McGuinness. Scott McGuinness going for a bounce. Balks the hand pass to Hudson. His hand pass goes nowhere. Williams.
But Gowers wasn't even on the run.
Williams to centre half forward. Plain should take a free.
It's coming back. Ran too far, he said, Drew.
Hudson was looking for Gowers to come past. Gowers just didn't even bother running or trotting or...
Is this the same side, Don? Missed tackle in the middle. The hand pass wasn't given off, and then Gowers wasn't moving.
Hawthorn move it through the middle. Crawford too high for Lawrence, and the mark to right.
Now Wright in the back pocket. Decides to come left. Gets it to Brown. Missed it. Baxter, open goal, should kick this one, and he has. Long time coming. Hawthorn's second goal of the term. And in the same period, Collingwood have booted 4 to stretch their half-time lead. 14-12, plays 7-9.
Well, Baxter having a little bit of an altercation earlier with McGuan at a boundary throw-in, but here he is, finishing off the work. He's got great concentration. Just get that little bit of positiveness into his game, that'd be good.
Monkhorst in the middle, down to Bradley Plain, who delayed the hand pass beautifully for Buckley. His left footer for James. Russell.
Oh, throwing the ball surely.
And the umpire paying the boundary throw-in. Either holding the ball or disposing of it one hand, you'd reckon, Don.
Well, I thought it was a great tackle by Collins.
46 seconds left for the Pies to get another one before three-quarter time. McCartney charging through. Hassel.
A goal-kicking tagger next.
Yeah.
Darren Pritchard receiving some physio treatment on the edge of the square. Left shoulder, a problem for him.
Down to 35 seconds remaining in this third term as McGuinness boots it around the outer side. Dropped by Monkhorst, the trendsetter, the man who sets the tone for courage and application at the base of that pack yet again. Up he gets, the skipper, Gavin Brown.
22 possessions, Brown.
Best on field to the moment. Clean possession there. Condon dragged off it. Platten against the flow. McGuan. It takes a bit of practicing, trapping it with your feet like that in the pack. And a bounce as the siren is about to sound at Victoria Park. Another disappointing term for the Hawks. So a three-quarter time, all one-way traffic. Collingwood 14-12. Hawthorn 7-9. That's why he's not thinking about this.
Well, what do you do if you're Hawthorn? You've trailed by 45 points and you've kicked only 51. Brown out of the centre square to full forward. Rocker can't quite take the mark. He recovers. Dishes off a hand pass to Ryan. Kick gets through the pack. Tapped on by McCartney. Down goes James. And through four are behind.
Ben Allen off the ground 2 at three-quarter time for Hawthorn. He's had a real dirty game. Ben Allen started and taken out of the game by Kerrison, then moved to McGuan and then picked up again by Kerrison.
Young goes short. This is Crawford. Chips towards the middle. Lawrence bounces off his chest. He manages to control it. Back to Crawford, untidy, but they've got plenty of time. Crawford sweeps one wide over the head of Young. Well, it's almost comical at the moment. In stark contrast to last week at Footy Park. Young gets it to Gowers eventually, who works it around the outer side, and a good kick too. Collins up the ground, has this ball down towards right half forward. Twisting and turning. Kicks inside the 50. Held down there was Hudson. He'll get the free. Hudson only about 35 metres out. Yet to kick a goal this afternoon.
Has been off the ground too for a short time in the third quarter, Hudson.
Should get this one. No, he's missed to the right-hand side of behind.
Well, it's been a dirty day for Paul Hudson.
2 points.
And a dirty day for Hawthorn. They're certainly closer to the team that lost by 127 points to North Melbourne than the team which won in Adelaide by 97.
This is interesting. Collingwood really playing the huddle here now. The break's on. Hawthorn playing man-to-man.
And Wright takes it from the kick-in. Up to McCartney on centre wing. Ryan has been something today. He puts it out in front of McCartney. Runs onto it, waiting for the ball to sit up for him. It's gone out of bounds, but they've taken it from full back to left half forward flank.
All through that move from the kick in.
So we'll have a boundary throw in. Clean possession, Condon. Jarman, very quiet. 5 possessions. And we're in the last quarter. Here's Taylor just forward of centre wing. Back he goes to Gowers. Here's kick short of full forward. Kelly leaves Dunstall. Punches clear. It finishes with Buckley. Kelly kept coming. Oh, not a great kick, Brown. Buckley kept going. Buckley for the second time. Wide for Rocker. Too wide. And he can't keep it in. Should have made more of that. Good play by Kelly and Buckley, but a bit of fancy stuff in the middle. And centre corridor would have been a bit handy.
With Allen off the ground, Paul Deere now playing across half forward or in the forward pocket. Stephen Lawrence is on the ball with Monkhorst.
Young grabs it. Eventually, Hawthorn scramble it out of defence. That was Graham's kick. Williams didn't have the ball. This is Crawford across half back with Dash. Here's McGuinness up through the middle. McGuinness runs a long way. Kicks down towards the 50. Kelly backed himself against the ball. Dunstall's got it now. Back to goal. Lays it off. Taken by Deere. Deere about 70 metres from goal. Goes down towards the pocket. Not a bad idea. Looking for Hudson. Close to the boundary line. Hudson, did he keep it in? Very close. He did. As it turned out, not really to Hawthorn's advantage. Watson scrambles it towards the boundary line. That stayed in as well. And Buckley's away.
Well
Run
done,
down
Gowers.
brilliantly by Gowers. And now we've got a free kick going to Buckley. Rather harsh decision. Buckley's got the ball on the outer side.
Across the half-back line to Brown. Gavin Brown, 8 marks and 23 disposals. To Monkhorst, a poor kick up towards the 50. Ryan. And taking it out in front of the Bob Rose Social Club stand. And we'll have a throw in. Chris Langford, the skipper, missing today. And Sav Rocker, whom he would have picked up, has kicked 5 goals. Ryan, all right. Playing. Ball's out. Another throw in. It's 97 to 52. And this looks like being the first loss for the year for a Hawthorn side that's included Dunstall. The 3 games he missed, they lost. And the games he's played, they've won by a mile. Until today.
McCartney in front, thumps it back towards the boundary line. Brilliantly taken by Crawford, who emerges from that pack and kicks beautifully with precision to the middle. Lawrence to Gowers, out wide to Hudson. Dunstall, the next step in the equation, but Hudson slipped over. He's getting a free kick for a push in the back. Wow, that's unbelievable.
Well, he's hurt his arm too, Hudson.
He simply slipped over. Now he looks for Dunstall. Almost the juggled mark. Knocked back into the congestion by Watson. Kelly helped it on its way. Dunstall grabs it. Snaps. Houlihan goes back and right on the line. Like the cavalry arriving. To Brown, who'll run it out. Monkhorst wants it wide. That's the direction the kick takes, and Big Monkey was up. Over the top of Hudson, couldn't complete the mark. Lawrence to Pritchard, 55 metres out. He heads for home. It's bending back. Just missed. Good effort.
And Hudson's got the physio out with him now. Hurt himself when he slipped over. Left arm he's holding.
McGuan has it at halfback. Great kick to centre wing. McCartney, good spoil, takes him down to the ground. And it's going to be a free kick to McCartney.
He's done well today, McCartney. I haven't seen him play too many good games, but he has done well at centre half forward.
Well, Houlihan was marking on the full back line a moment ago. Here he is, 55 metres out. 1 step too many. And as a result, a disappointing kick. And the mark taken by Graham. Wide for Crawford. He's had a disappointing day too, Crawford. 11 possessions. Not enough. Tallis to Young. Taylor. That's a mark. Crowd not happy, but they're gorging on this feast here at Collingwood.
Oh, isn't he quick, Dunstall?
Dunstall almost reached that one. Kelly feeds it back to Watson, who goes over the top to Brown. 23rd possession. Rather untidy as it turned out. Kelly cannons into a teammate and hurt him. I think it's Houlihan. The ball's close to the boundary line. They keep it in. Brown feeds it back. Watson's got it. In trouble. A strong tackle. Could have almost been rewarded. Tackle applied by Lawrence. Eventually the ball spilled out of bounds.
Kelly just jogs off. He was reported in this game last year and got 3 weeks. But I don't think you get reported for belting your own blood.
Yes, it's a scratch match. Close to the boundary line, out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in. I think that happened once at Footscray, didn't it?
Does it go back a long way?
Yep.
Your memory's better than mine.
One of the Eon brothers, I think. Boundary throw in out his side, in front. Dia off the ground by Gowers. Dia comes again, and the ball's out of bounds. In fact, it did happen in English First Division soccer about a decade ago too. Two blokes on the same side. Actually came to no real one.
We'll take your word for this.
It was a striker for Charlton.
Striker, all right.
Exactly.
Athletic.
Here's McGuan. Enough of this reminiscing. It's going to be a free kick on the other side to Paul Dia.
Kick by Dia from centre wing. Taylor coming into the game, but oh so late. Across the half forward line for Crawford or Dunstall. And Dunstall this time. Too much pace for Kelly. And good vision by Taylor. Actually, he hasn't gained a lot in territory, but it is with a fantastic kicker of the football, Jason Dunstall. Although, having said that, today he's kicked 4 goals, 4. edging towards 1,000. He should reach it later this season. 5 for Dunstall.
He has done well today, Dunstall. He's had Monkhorst to contend with, cutting him off, but his quickness has been his greatest asset today. In the build-up, Deere, Taylor spotting Dunstall. It's been a great battle between Kelly and Dunstall. Kelly willing to back himself and run down the ground.
So back in the middle, Lawrence has to wait. Monkhorst flies over the top. Baxter soccers down towards half forward. Buckley with dash. Good tackle by Jarman. Taken by Brown to Hassel. Possibly the two best men on the ground. The kick is wide. Butcher in front. And it runs out of bounds. Crowd wanted a holding the man decision. It was there as well. Magpies have had to earn their kicks this afternoon. Throw it on the wing. Lawrence pops in front. Monkhorst from behind directs it wide. Pritchard did nicely. Tallis going towards half forward, in trouble. Kerrison brought him down. Guess who? Brown to Plain. Williams with dash. Butcher 80 metres from goal. Where's Rocker on the lead? The big man.
Good mark.
And we were right behind that. Wasn't it beautiful to see the kick put out in front of a bloke who just charged at the ball, didn't have to break stride.
Yep. Severio in front of the Bob Rose stand, going at goal number 6, his second of the second half. Right across the face in the opposite pocket. McGuinness touches it and it goes out of bounds. So Hawthorn's run of 4 successive victories halted. And certainly Victoria Park has not been a happy hunting ground for them. McCartney dragged to the ground, locked in there. And it's going to be a free kick, and it's going to Collins.
No, not a really happy hunting ground. Oh, Williams takes the mark outside the 50. And yet this will be only Collingwood's 3rd win in their last 21 games against Hawthorn.
Well, I know it took them 29 years to win here, Drew. John Peck kicked a goal after the siren, is that right?
Yep.
1960.
Gee, we're getting a history lesson this afternoon. Did he ever strike one of his teammates in a scratch match?
Who kicked the goal, Dennis?
They struck in South Australia. John Peck.
Well done.
Now Williams is in the centre square.
What a
Unloads
kick.
the top. Rocker. Play on, no mark. Gee whiz. That was a rock-solid mark. A rocker-solid mark. Unbelievable. Now here's Crawford. Centre wing, Taylor. Williams gets back there. He thinks, oh, I'll give it a rocker again. Now he goes in short to Ryan. Kick by Ryan. Buckley on the lead. Now let's look at this mark again by Sav Rocker. Listen to the crowd booing. What do you think? Still think it's a mark.
Yeah, pay it. Boundary throw in right on the 50. Condon, who's tried hard, clean possession over the top. That's his 23rd possession. Floats it down towards the wing. Brown loved his game today. Kerrison forward to Richardson. Richardson, little chip towards the 50. Well done by Young. Outmaneuvered Ryan. Squares the ball to Jenke. Jenke across the ground. Here's Graham, and Baxter is on down towards half forward. This should result in a goal. Baxter's got the ball now. He can carry it. On in the middle is Jarman. That's the direction the kick took, but marking in front of Jarman, Crawford. Now he chips it back towards Gowers. They've made pretty hard work of this, but they've got a direct shot at goal from just outside the 50.
You wonder how much Hawthorn put into that game in Adelaide last week. 2 South Australians today. Jarman 6 possessions, Platten 7.
Here's Gowers, who was a good player last week as well. Sends it goalward. Off the money and behind.
.37 points the margin, so the game was certainly decided in the first quarter when the quarter-time margin was 40 points. Here's the huddle at centre half back, and try and break free from that and play fair.
Graham Wright, no chance.
Well, John Hassel, he's playing on Platten, but he's winning the ball from kick-ins. Over centre wing. Oh, good mark again by Young, beating Ryan. Into Condon. They want to play the other side of the ground, clearly, Hawthorn. Graham up from defence. Still bouncing away. Dunstall in the middle of the pack. Deer at the back. Right out in the pocket. He wants the goal himself. A left footer is all right.
His second ball, Deer playing in the ruck. Well, now playing in the forward pocket. Quite nonchalant as he dribbled the ball along the ground. Good run here by Graham. Heavy shepherd by Pritchard. Ball in dispute. Takes a little while to pick it up and control it, Deer. Then realises he's got plenty of room. Just steadies for that fraction to make sure, and through it goes for his second.
It's been a game of low possessions. Brown, the chief kick getter on the ground's got 12 and 17 hand passes, so 29, but behind him Condon is next. There's Monkhorst out of the middle, down towards half forward, a floater. Bounces off the chest of Young, it falls behind, taken by James, who goes looking for a free kick.
He's getting it, Dennis. He's getting it. He's pushed after he got rid of the ball, and Ryan is coming off for Collingwood.
Aaron James coming on. Well, Ryan's been beaten by Young twice in a man-on-man contest in the last 5 minutes.
17-year-old, played with Western Jets. Aaron Ryan.
James.
Oh, Aaron James, I should say. Ryan going off.
We're looking at Brett James at the moment, who's kicking a goal from directly in front, 35 metres out. Just to stretch the lead. Nice kick, straight through the middle. 15-13 to 9-12.
Well, he's been a real live wire. His first quarter was just sensational, where he kicked 2 goals, took a terrific mark. There's a free kick being pushed in the back by McGuinness after getting rid of the ball. Got a sensational mark in the first quarter over Andy Collins. Former Norwood player playing forward pocket for Collingwood.
James has kicked 6 goals in 6 games, 4 nothings and 2 threes. Monkhorst. Actually, Lawrence beat him down to Condon. Condon hasn't been their worst. Up towards centre half forward. A holding off the ball against Houlihan. Free kick to Taylor.
Is there much to that, Don?
Well, the umpire's right there, and Taylor appealing. He said he was restrained. You can see there the arms going out.
That's the danger of the 3 umpires. He barely touched it.
Well, it's a ticky-touchwood game now anyway.
Okay.
And yet 40 free kicks for the game. Not too many. Taylor's kick. Misses to the right. A fancy.
But that's the beauty of the 3 umpires, Dennis. At least they're aware of what's going on. They're pulling those guys up who are not able to use their body. And it's been going on for years, this pulling of jumpers and scragging.
Look at this huddle. This is terrific what's going on here.
Well, it's happened for the 3rd time. Hawthorn should be playing outriders, not man-on-man.
Kerrison demands the ball. It comes in his direction. He's outnumbered. He's going to get a free kick. Kerrison. And half back. It's a plane. Comes back across the ground. In front, Williams. Watson runs on. James, almost his first possession. The ball runs away and goes out of bounds. Aaron James, number 51.
17 years old.
Good size, nice and tall.
My word, he is.
He's in front, clean possession. Goes after it. Still got it. Dragged off it eventually. Well, Brown again picks himself up. Plastic cut above the left eye. I would imagine that's been stitched. Less than 7 minutes till full time, and Jenke will get a free kick. Can't do that. Jenke to the middle. Good kick. Lawrence, runner outside. Baxter uses him as a decoy. Goes back to the middle. Gowers, good-looking kick. Low one into the forward line, but Kelly read it best off the boot. Look away hand pass to Monkhorst to Richardson, who swings it out wide. Gavin Brown in front. Should have marked it. Didn't. His first blemish, and the ball is out of bounds. Fair to say he's pretty tired.
And I think he's carrying an injury too, Dennis.
Kelly's done all right on Dunstall. 4 marks, 10 possessions. Dunstall sure has kicked 5 goals, but gee whiz, often has opponents moved off him 2 or 3 a game. And last week in Adelaide, he had 3 in the first quarter, didn't he? So I think Collingwood would have conceded Dunstall 5 goals, still give themselves a chance of winning. That's exactly what's happened. Kerrison's been all right.
Well, he put Allen out of the game, didn't he?
Yeah. And yet earlier in the season, he was making mistake after mistake. I think they desperately wanted to drop him, but he's found his way back and started in the 18 today when Tony Shaw didn't take his place.
Graham Wright, used in defence, has been very good down there as well, as has Watson. A lot of the planning in terms of getting Monkhorst back, as it turned out, wasn't really required.
Well, I think the wind was the big factor.
Sure.
Collingwood kicked with it in the first quarter, which caused Hawthorn just to chase all day.
But that might be an easy way of Hawthorn dismissing this loss. I think it's come down to attitude too, and just watching it, Collingwood have wanted it far more this afternoon. Monkhorst, his first kick smothered. It comes out to Crawford from Lawrence. Kerrison got him close to the line. Oh! Sliding across was McGuan, and very late was Pritchard. Most unnecessary, unless the boundary umpire hadn't blown the whistle. I presume he had. McGuan was clearly across the line. The whistle's probably gone about there, and Pritchard rather reckless going in.
Another good example of Kerrison, though. Terrific tackle. Condon to Gowers. Out in front of Dunstall. Didn't quite carry. Kelly taking him away from goal. Well done, Dunstall. A hand passing full forward. Baxter, you're gone.
Williams using his speed, laying that tackle on Baxter.
It's going to be an early finish too, isn't it?
I wonder how many hand passes the 3 full forwards in front of Dunstall gave out. Coventry, Wade and Titus. Maybe about 10 between them. Ball out of bounds on the full. Collingwood free kick to go to Graham Wright. I wasn't there to see Gordon Coventry, but he must have been great. 1,299 goals.
Watson goes short to Brown, to Kelly. In the bright sunshine now, Kelly comes up towards halfback. Back to Brown. He's been simply marvellous this afternoon. Brown down towards half forward. Rocker up in front, but certainly all the sting out of this game midway through the third term. It was over as a contest. Spills wide to be taken by McGuinness. Knocked on intelligently by Platten. Collins. Crawford. He's tried pretty hard. Down towards half forward comes the kick. Dunstall moved a man but missed the ball. Hudson against the flow from 52 metres out. Nobody at home. And Wright will run it out. Plenty of territory in front, but so too is Kerrison to Plain. They're loving this. Plain's kick wide. Butcher. Good grab in front of Tallis.
They did this here at training on Thursday night, but the Hawthorn that night wearing red jumpers.
I bet you they played better.
Well, they've been decimated by injury themselves, Collingwood. Lost 2 full backs for a start. Here's Rocker taking a terrific slips catch mark.
Here's his body.
Oh, also.
We'll get this on replay as Rocker takes the mark. Now watch, did he infringe? Interesting, isn't it? In the old days you would have said yes in the back.
You can't bump a bloke in the back, can you?
Well, in the old days you couldn't, Dennis, but nowadays you can.
Oh, okay.
45 metres out. Might have hooked that. Very quiet behind the goals up that end. Rocker has kicked 5 goals, 3. And at the other end, Dunstall 5 goals, 4. Nothing in it. Oh, yes, there is 1 point.
15-14, 9-13. Condon over the top. Crawford again, running it out. Oh, well done. McGuinness up towards the wing. Back to Young. Young goes down towards half forward. Hudson takes the mark on his chest. Ironical cheers. Wright, who's been the master, stands the mark. Hudson, well, didn't read Dunstall very well there. And the kick well wide of the mark. Not set up for the champion full forward.
3 points to Paul Hudson for the day.
So the margin now is 36 points. It was 40 at quarter time, and I suppose if you take that wind-assisted quarter out, Hawthorn have stuck at it, but it really does appear to have been a mismatch. Watson, a little 1-2 with McCartney. McCartney goes up towards the half-forward line. Plains in front, missed the mark. Hassel knocks it out. Condon picks it up. Away to Crawford, having a good turn. Jenke the fumble. James the hand pass. Diving on top of it. Buckley and Brown.
Mickey McGuan going off to the applause of the Collingwood supporters. Coming on, Justin Storinsky, former North Melbourne player.
Storinsky, you want to have another go? Hasn't played for 2 years. Here goes Butcher. Whistle's gone. Butcher coming back for the free kick. Former Geelong under-19s player, Kent Butcher. Broke his leg last year, ruined his first year at Collingwood. Playing offering a lead in short. Rocker. And Aaron James offering something. Here goes Rocker. Kick in that direction, but over his head. At the back, Brent James. Back he goes. Rocker concedes further ground. Hassel. Back to Plain. So it finished up with Plain, because it might have gone in that direction in the first place. Playing across the ground to Watson on his own. Off hands. Williams snap. Whistle's gone. Advantage. It swings back for a goal.
Watson hurt himself, as you can see there. Very slow in getting up. Heavy bump by Crawford. Advantage paid. Bang. Down he goes. Advantage paid. A good kick by Williams. And an opportunist. Williams is second.
So the margin 42 points. Monkhorst missed the ball. Fell at his feet. Condon nonchalantly kicks to half forward. Taylor, good grab in front of Houlihan. Inside the last minute of the game. And Taylor has the ball inside the centre square. Goes looking for Dunstall, who leans off Kelly and takes a very clever mark. He's got him under the ball and then doesn't allow him to come back.
No, you can't give him 6 goals. Points definitely to Dunstall.
Drew Morford scoring the fight. Dunstall going at his 3rd goal of the second half. Bends it back on the breeze nicely. 6 goals on the day to Jason Dunstall. 31 seconds remain and the margin is back to 6 straight kicks.
Well, Hawthorn have only had 4 avenues to goal. The main one being Dunstall. 2 goals to Paul Deere. 1 to Stephen Lawrence. And also Darren Baxter. So those good players not usually figuring in the goal kickers except for Dunstall.
Just had a new football delivered, which is going to get 31 seconds of use in an AFL game. Be able to sell it as brand new. Favours Deere, but Monkhorst gets over to beat him. Williams applies the tackle. There's a chance this football mightn't even be kicked. We'd put it in a plastic bag and sell it at Melbourne Sports Depot on Monday, wouldn't we?
You might, but a lot of others wouldn't.
Had a couple of ball-ups, a couple of punches. And there's the first kick. Baxter. Plains there. All Collingwood. They seem to have too many players on the ground. Buckley sweeps one across to Richardson. There's the siren. Another big win to the Pies, same as last year. A handshake between Kelly and Dunstall. Dunstall, I think, slightly edged out in the mini battle, but the Pies won the war. 16-14, 110 to the Hawks, 10-14, 74.